Well, welcome back to Let's Play King's Quest II VGA. I'm glad I actually did a test video of this, because it turned out that my microphone and my headset wasn't plugged in, so it would record it from the laptop again, which is alright. The laptop microphone's actually not terrible, but it's not really great either. Well, this episode's not going to be anywhere near as long as the last one. I went ahead and turned it back onto text, and this one's just more or less going to be a bit more atmospheric story driven, because we're going to be inspecting the church and just kind of what's going on inside here. Look, see the bells ringing. The church bell's tolling. Well, if the bell's tolling, usually the churches are open. Finding the door unlocked and unbarred, you enter the church. This place just, I don't know, the music, it's eerie but beautiful at the same time. But I mean, that's just how every church usually in every game is, a bit. Anyway, let's look around here. The Church of Kalima is where its citizens come to pray, confess their sins, and offer a penance, usually in the form of a coin. Let's see. The symbol of the faith is displayed prominently in the church. And right here is a monk. The monk is dressed in a simple ankle-length robe. A belt of thick leather is tied around his ample waist. He wears worn sandals. Well, usually monks do that kind of stuff. But, this is a fantasy, and, I am actually a pretty religious person. Well, at least I try to be. I do try, and usually when I see churches in video games, I'm getting like, I'm one of those people where I'm just like, no, you're mocking Christianity and stuff, but this is one of those games where I do kind of forgive it. This and Eternal Darkness, yeah, pretty odd things that I'm just like, okay, it's fiction, it's not anything like that of the church, so, any bad blood to a church. But I do kind of forgive it. But if you kind of notice, this is kind of an eerie face thing right here. A hideous statue of a grinning fiend forms an archway leading to the church's outdoor cemetery. Now, I mean, I'm Orthodox, and we don't really do sculptures and stuff. We mainly do iconography and stuff like that. So I don't know if this is it's supposed to be more Catholic or Lutheran or something like that. I'm not used to this kind of stuff. But, see, look, there's a skylight right here. The image of the radiant full moon floods into the church, spilling a circular white light. Why couldn't I read that? White light over the floor. And look, there's something right here, too. Notice a Bible on the end of a pew. Let's look through it real quick. You look over the Bible, which appears to be many decades old. You open it and find that an otherwise blank page at the front has been written on it. It is dated over 20 years ago. To all those who have read the word, you are the chosen few, blessed by the spirits of the wild, destined for greatness, concealed by the cloth. There is but one challenge we must overcome before our future can be set in stone. The simple people of Kalima cling still to the memory of their former ruler. Even now, years after the fate's dark turn, they retain their hope that he will not forsake them. As long as this is so, our goal cannot be attained. So, my brothers, it is our duty to see the land cleansed of its blight. Do not fear our enemy. Our faith, purpose, and power will... Oh, okay, well, thank you. You return the Bible to where you found it. You also notice that the page from the Bible has fallen onto the floor. Let's pick it up. You pick up the fallen page and read it. Its words appear to have been written recently. Silently, with a newfound skill, Riley souls narrowly steal. That's kind of odd and cryptic. Huh. I wonder if that'll come into play. And thank you, Bible, for interrupting me. Well, I guess you guys can go back and read it, if you so choose. Now, we need to actually get this monk's attention, because I'm pretty sure we can't just talk to him. Yeah, because he's deep in prayer. Now, there's a couple of things you can do. Why am I in this screen? We can actually offer a donation. I believe you can give him, like, this treasure. Actually, let me see. I think it's... Yeah, you can give him a treasure. Or you can do another thing, which gives you actually points. But doing like this... Yeah, see, deposit treasure. I don't want to... No. Okay. So you see, you give him that, and that... So, if you give him a donation, he gets up, but we lose a point. And true, I'm not going for points on this, but I at least like to get a high score, kind of. But what you can do is go over here to the I'd say near the altar, and you can heal. Feeling humbled, you kneel down to pray. You rise again after a few moments. And you see we got a couple points from that. The monk stirs, stands, and turns to face you. Now you can talk to him. Father, I go now to a place of darkness. While I am stout of heart, the path laid down before me is unclear. I seek only the knowledge that my passage be illuminated by heavenly favor, and a prayer that I may make it. I hate how the mouths are that fast whenever you don't have voices on. The monk gives you a reassuring smile and pats you on the shoulder. He then lifts a silver cross from around his neck and places it in your hands. Thank you. You are welcome, my child. You can talk? Of course. I thought monks were forbidden from speaking. Not all churches follow the same rules, and this church is quite unique. Really? How so? The monk just smiles placidly at you. Let's keep talking to him, because he'll give us a bit of information. About this crucifix, I believe you will find the cross to be of immense value. It has come to us at a huge price. It is expensive? I mean that it has cost us more than any value to be in possession of it. If I may ask, why is it that you only open the church at dusk? We find the late hours more favorable. Surely then you will not have many in your congregation. Yes, that is true. What do you know of the Count? Only that he is a heathen, a blasphemer. Use of God will by going there, my child. God bless you. The monk smiles at you, turns back to the altar, kneels, and resumes his prayers. Well, that was odd of him going like that. Of, him having an outburst. When we talked about the Count, that's kind of odd, even though it said that the Count is dead. Oh well. Well, let's look at the cross. There's a shiny silver cross dangling from a silver chain. Yeah. You notice a lot of shiny things, Graham. I noticed it in my King's Quest V Let's Play. And you notice you're kind of ADD, Graham. But let's put this cross on. You place the silver cross and chain around your neck and wear it as a necklace. Good, it's a bit of protection, which is good. Let's go look at the cemetery. There's nothing here right now. We do come back to this, trust me. This is a pretty crucial part. But first, let's go back and let's check on someone we haven't checked on in a while. So we have, these crosses. Oh, without warning, a pair of wolves start out of the dark forest and dash towards you. Oh no. Oh, they're not going for us. That's odd. For a minute there, you thought those wolves were going to attack. Curious as to why they didn't, you decide to follow them. Well, that's odd. Oh shit. I think that monk's gonna die. You see the monk standing alone outside the church. Then you notice the two wolves approach him. You're about to yell a warning to the monk, but the words die in your throat as the man steps forward and pats the wolves' heads. What the fuck? No, my brothers. We must not hurt him. Not yet. He will go to the heathen's abode. He will do what needs to be done. What if he does not? Then, my brothers, we will complete the task before us, the one we began many years ago. So, yeah, we have a, You quickly move away from the church, your heart racing faster with every step. You have a good idea now what will happen once the moon comes out in full, and you do not want to be anywhere near here when it does. Well, we found one thing's for sure, you're not getting married in that church, which that's actually kind of a funny thing, because in the original King's Quest II, the monk was good. There was no werewolves, I don't think. I've only played King's Quest II once, and I've never beaten it. And after you save Valanice, that's the church you get married in. But so I guess it's a little homage to poking fun. Well, I'm pretty sure we need to get out of here really quickly. So let's go wander around. So yeah, we have a congregation of werewolves. That's a bit different. So yeah, this, I know you guys probably, I know this is far from my most popular Let's Play, and I'm not, at least presently right now, not many people are watching it. But you guys have to admit that right now, this is a hell of a lot more atmospheric, and tense than this whole game has ever been so far. I mean, just listen to the crickets, the whole atmosphere. It's so much different, and it feels so good too. But anyway, look, we're at Red's house, but there's a light on and smoke coming out of the chimney. Let's look at it. You can see light in the window. Someone might be home. Let's go inside.
Oh, sir, have you seen my little granddaughter? She ventured to the town to buy food for me, but she has not yet returned. I fear she may be in peril. The forest is not safe at night.
Okay, grandmother. That was kind of just a lot of exposition you gave us. Well, so we have to find Red. Where did she go? Oh, it probably was saying you hear sobs nearby. I think yeah, for the most part, she's going to be here. As you approach, you recognize the child. It is Possum, the little girl you helped earlier today. Then let's talk to her. Are you alright? What happened?
I went into town to buy some chicken soup for my grandma. I always try to reach home before dark, but this eve I lost my way and was
attacked? A wolf attacked you?
No, not by a wolf, a dwarf.
For a moment you are not sure that you heard correctly. A dwarf, did you say?
Uh-huh. He jumped out at me, took my food, and then ran away.
Listen, I'm going to find this dwarf that you say stole your food. You get back to your grandma, understand? Possum nods, says a soft thank you, and heads back home. Alrighty, well, we found Possum. She's safe. So we need to get the soup for grandmother. And we do that by going into, where the hell is it? Okay, it's somewhere around here. By going into the dwarf's house, which, you watch as a little man, okay, that's odd. Watch as a little man runs out of a door, which has been built into a tree. You surmise that you have found the culprit's home. The vague aroma of chicken soup confirms it. That fiend. Oh. Well, yeah, that's the dwarf from the first game. I don't remember if I ran into him. I'm sure he did. But that's the dwarf from the first game that steals items, and he's a son of a bitch. I hate him if he catches items, as long as it's not as long as it's not one of the three magical items, but it usually is. You can continue the game, but usually he makes it unbeatable, so you have to keep reloading and everything. And this is kind of a timed event, so we gotta go in the house real quick. Go into the house. Come on, Gramps, stop being a son of a bitch. Oh. Finding the door ajar. How can a door be ajar? No one laughs at those jokes. You cautiously open it and step inside the tree. Alrighty. Well, I would actually look at this stuff, but this thing is on a timer. I mean, we're inside a tree that's been confirmed into, turned into a house, which I like it whenever fantasy does things like that. They take nature and kind of build around it. I don't know, I just like how that looks. Yeah, so let's go into the dwarf's place. And, ooh, look, there's a knife here. Oh, okay, let's look at the knife real quick. A very sharp knife has been stabbed into the table. Its blade reflects the light from the burning fire. Let's take it. That's not a knife. The knife you found under a rock one time, now that was a knife. Thank you, Crocodile Dundee. Let's see, a pot of chicken soup boiling over. Let's take it real quick. Grab the handle of the bubbling pot of chicken soup. You take it with you. And I know there's a chest here. I don't know if there's items in here, but let's... Oh, okay. Upon opening the trunk, you find a number of items that the dwarf has obviously stolen and stashed away. Among them are some gold coins. They display the distinct face of the first king. They could only have come from the magic chest of Daventry. Well, that concludes it. This guy is stealing from a little girl and stealing money. Well, let's get out of here, because he'll kill us if we stay for too long. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Graham runs really freaking fast when he wants to. I mean, I realize, you hear the latch fall into place again as the door closes behind you. Well, the dwarf's probably going to realize something's gone just from the fact that he left with the door open, and now it's, closed. But whatever. I'm not here to bring logic into it. So let's go back to Red's house. Is this the way? Why are you so small, Graham? No, that wasn't it. I wonder just, how small can you get? That was, You're like really tiny. I'm sorry, he's like 4 pixels. No, not 4 pixels, but he's like, not big at all, and it's funny. It's like, help me, I'm teeny. Well, let's go in here. Oh, look, and Red's asleep.
Welcome. Come in, please. Possum told me to expect you.
I'm gonna look around here real quick. This is the home of Possum's grandma. It's comfortably furnished. Frilly curtains cover the windows. Flowers are in the vases. The elderly woman is lying on a wooden bed in a cloud of pillows and coverlets. And let's see. The little girl is fast asleep. Grandma looks pale and weak. She must be ailing. She is dressed in a warm flannel nightgown. White curls peek out from her flannel nightcap. I guess this is the typical grandmother from any Red Riding Hood story. Which, yeah, Red Riding Hood's a very interesting fairy tale from my perspective. Especially now that I know like a bunch of hitting meanings. So, yeah, oh, you little bug. Okay, oh, you son of a bitch. Sorry, there's like a mosquito flying around my room, and I just tried to kill it, and it didn't want to die. And I'm noticing this music's getting kind of loud. Yeah, let's look at this picture right here, because it's a portrait of a young man. He looks somewhat familiar. He looks black and white and in a tuxedo, but, it could be anyone with it being, like 12 pixels high. Anyway, let's talk to Grandma some. Grandma looks too weak to talk at length. Perhaps there's a way to make her feel better. Oh, well, we can give her some chicken soup. Let's see, the pot contains chicken soup. However, it has gotten stone cold in the night air. Oh, let's heat it up real quick. You place the now cold chicken soup over the crackling fire once more. After it heats up to eating temperature, you remove it again. And here we go, Grandma. You offer the soup to Possum's grandma, introduce yourself, and wait courteously while the frail elderly lady eats the nourishing meal. When she is finished, she sets the empty bowl down elsewhere and turns her attention towards you. Now we can talk to her, because she's better and everything. And I noticed we got a point. Oh well.
If you would like to speak with me for a while, I would welcome your company. A person should never turn away a visitor, especially when she reaches the twilight of her life.
You can't help but feel a sense of finality in the old woman's words.
You must have something in return for your kindness. You did not need to risk your safety for an old, worn-out woman like myself. Look under the bed. You should find something to keep you a little warmer on a cold night like this.
Well, let's look under here. You peek under the bed and find a thick black cloak. Lying atop it is a beautiful ruby-encrusted ring. You pick both up with reverence. I could not possibly take these fine things from you.
Oh, please, I want you to have them. Nights in Kalima are cold, believe me. As for the ring, well, perhaps it is better that I do not have it remind me.
As you wish. That's kind of an odd combination of things to have, a ring and a cloak. The black cloak would fit a taller man than you. Grandma's pretty tall, though. You have a charming young granddaughter. And Grandma smiles at you graciously.
She is a treasure to me. I would do anything to ensure that no harm comes to her.
If I may inquire what became of her parents. Grandma frowns, and her eyes darken for a moment, before she forces a melancholy smile to her face.
They were lost to us many years ago. I'm afraid dear Possum never really knew her parents.
It must have been a daunting task raising a child by yourself, especially at your, At
my age, I'm certainly not as young as I used to be, and there is no shame in that. I have tried to raise her as best I could, to keep her safe and well. However, I fear that as of late the reverse has become truer.
If you please, I was hoping you might tell me of the cloak and the ring's origin. The old woman closes her eyes as if the memory she seeks is painful to her senses.
They were my husband's. He was a proud man, the last of his line. His family had been rich, a great deal of old money, you might say. They lived in that castle you might have seen it to the north. Its location upon that island is evident of how much they valued their privacy. He was a good man, my husband. He took care of me. Certainly had his strange habits. Most men do, if you'll pardon me for saying so. I suspect that he practiced magic, though I could never catch him in the act. He would frequently journey afar, taking that black cloak with him wherever he went, to places he would not talk about. He said that it represented something important to a certain group of people, and that I was never to mention it to anyone. But he was always there for me, always, until that fateful night. We had been married just over a year, and I was heavy with child. We were both out walking in the Waterwood Forest late one night. There was Norm, and in our youth we paid little attention to the world and its many dangers. Besides, there was a full moon. We could see clearly enough. A shadow passed over us. We looked up thinking it might have been a stray cloud. It was not. Descending upon us like a demon was the largest, most hideous bat I had ever seen. Its fangs were bared, and it dove straight for me. I must have screamed. My husband flung himself in front of me to protect me. He swung his arms about frantically in hopes of warding the horrid thing away. Perhaps he was trying to cast a spell, but could not recall how in this panic. It paid him no heed and would not be deterred. It swooped again and again, relentlessly. And at one point my husband's hand must have clipped the bat's wings, because it lost control and crashed into his shoulder. He tried to wrest the foul creature away, but then he shrieked suddenly. The horrid thing had bitten him. Ooh. He never did recover from that incident. He just faded with each passing hour. Within 2 days of the attack, my husband had died. We buried him on his family's plantation on the island. Sometimes when I sleep, I can feel him watching over me, guarding me, protecting me. I think he is waiting for my time to come so we can be together, always. The old lady seems to be dozing off. You can barely hear her final words. I miss him so. Telling the story has clearly taken a great deal out of her. You watch the old woman a moment and notice her labored breathing as she sleeps. Despite the little girl's tireless efforts, perhaps there's nothing more to be done. This is really sad, because, I mean, the grandmother's about to die, and, Red's not gonna... Possum's never gonna have anyone to be there. I mean, it's just a sad, I feel worse for Possum than anyone else. Well, meanwhile, uh-oh. I think I should have ended it and turned the voices off, but oh well. You guys get to hear my impressions of everyone. Meanwhile, ... Sister Hagatha, my dear, tell me you have good news.
The king has arrived in Kalima, father.
That is not what I meant.
Yes, well, he appears to be quite resourceful. It seems his reputation was not totally exaggerated.
He's still alive?
For now, but that will change soon, I think. The king has discovered that one of the gems he seeks is in possession of a colleague of ours. Do you remember Calder?
Yes. Is he still trustworthy?
Totally. Still sharp, and there's no questioning his loyalty. My humblest apologies, father, but would it not have been simpler for you to have dealt with Graham personally?
Fool! Imagine the ensuing chaos. Were Daventry's king murdered in his old land? How then would I be able to search for the item?
I see.
Failure is not an option.
Understood, father.
Keep me informed, preferably of good King Graham's death. Well, that wasn't, horrible, impressions of him. I don't know. Why am I saving over? Okay. Well, I'm going to end this video right now. I've gone on long enough, and I don't want another, 30-something minute video. Well, so thank you all for watching this story-packed episode of Let's Play King's Quest II VGA. Next time, we're going to go explore that swamp and see what's up. So, thank you, and good night, because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. So, bye-bye.